Greetings all, how are you all doing? It's the 19th of August 2023 and today we're taking a look at this monster hurricane in the eastern Pacific that poses a threat to both Baja in Mexico and California and even into Nevada on a very rare potential track north of the border if it does not make landfall sooner. Currently the storm is showing some signs of weakening finally, because you can see the western side of the core convection has thinned and warmed. And this is occurring because this side of the storm is bringing down that more stable air off the cooler waters that are to the north of the storm. Still, the storm remains a large major hurricane with estimated winds of 110 knots. Though satellite estimates have dropped the storm to just below 100 knots, its eye remains impressive and quite well defined. So it looks like the storm peaked yesterday at Category 4 intensity with sustained winds of 120 knots. Let's take a look at the forecast. Hilary is now being pulled north because it is between a mid-level high to the northeast and an upper-level low to the northwest. Essentially, this means that broad, deep southerly flow is dragging the storm northward. This means the storm is due to track very close to or make landfall on the western coast of the Baja Peninsula, Mexico, before moving north towards California. As it does so, the ocean temperatures get cooler underneath, providing less and less energy to maintain the storm's tropical characteristics. However, it certainly shouldn't be underestimated. These transitioning storms can still pack a major damaging punch, as we'll get to in a moment. The cutoff for supporting a proper tropical hurricane is considered around 26 Celsius. We can also see this on the maximum potential intensity, which indicates the theoretical maximum intensity possible for a tropical cyclone heat engine based on the current environment, and particularly the ocean warmth. Well, as you can see, the cool waters ahead of the storm mean that it's not really supportive of a hurricane at all. So we should expect fairly rapid weakening and transitioning of the storm as it encounters that environment. That is what we're beginning to see now, but nonetheless, the storm carries momentum, and its rapid movement should enhance the winds on its eastern flank, where the winds are in the same direction as the storm's movement. Let's take a look at our old friend, the hurricane WRF. Let's see what it thinks about all this then. The hurricane WRF initializes Hilary at major hurricane intensity, as you would expect, but then rapidly weakens the storm as it moves over those cooler waters. However, so long as the winds remain in the purples, that indicates hurricane strength sustained winds. So as we go along, we can see that the storm maintains hurricane force winds right up to nearly just offshore of the northern Mexico border. This is quite different though from some other models, such as the European model shown here, ECMWF. That shows a track more into Baja, earlier landfall, and that causes greater disruption of the circulation because of the mountains and land. When a storm tracks along the coast like this, any slight change in track can produce a huge difference in the landfall location, which is why a very close eye needs to be kept on this storm as it moves along the Baja coast. The worst landfall for the hurricane looks to be on this island and this peninsula in Baja. The island is Isla de Cedros, and there are other islands here, including Isla Natividad and Isla San Benitos. A quick look shows Isla Natividad does have a small town on it, which should be preparing for some severe hurricane winds in the coming hours. The peninsula is part of the El Vizcaino Biosphere Preserve. A big impact from this storm looks to be from the rain. For the southwest USA, Hilary looks to make landfall at tropical storm intensity if it takes that western track, or else it will be a remnant circulation moving more inland. But either way, very heavy rain will be brought to usually dry areas, desert areas. Because of this, preparation should be made as soon as possible for the impact of flooding, and different types of flooding too. Dangerous flooding, possible as urban flooding, dry river flooding, known as arroyo flooding in usually arid areas, with locally catastrophic impacts possible, So extreme caution or evacuation if you live in a flood or landslide prone area is advised. Rainfall ranging from 3 to 6 inches, 7 to 15 centimeters in some areas, up to 10 inches in others. This could lead to significant and rare impacts quoted for parts of Southern California and Southern Nevada. In San Diego, the NWS National Weather Service has issued a warning for the high potential of flash flooding, with nearly 26 million in the southwest US under a flood watch. A quick note on the exceptional nature of the storm and track. There are at least 2 notable known examples of tropical storms reaching California, tropical cyclones rather. There was the San Diego possible hurricane in 1858, which caused considerable damage and may have been the only recorded hurricane to have reached California. And therefore, if Hilary were to maintain hurricane intensity, which doesn't look that probable, but if it does reach it to the border, it would be quite an exceptional event. Hurricane Wharf isn't that far off from doing this actually, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it and see how far up the coast it actually makes landfall. Another example was a tropical storm strength tropical cyclone in 1939, which should serve as a serious warning for this event as it caused significant loss of life from flooding and people washed out to sea or drowned at sea, I think. I've not read up about it, so if you want to learn more, Wikipedia is your friend. And that is all we have on this rare storm. Wish all those in Mexico and southwest United States the best for riding this storm out. Please be safe. We may post another video later on this storm, depending on how things go. So stay tuned and see you in the next one.